As as some of you know, I'm probably the biggest GFX Fujifilm fanboy on planet Earth, but I've always been a fan of medium formats. What 99% of us shot and used in a photography school. I went to photography school between 1990 and 1991 down in Florida. We also too used 4x5s, and of course I would still shoot film 4x5 or 8x10, but the negatives are insanely expensive. One thing is held true: while film is basically dead, and by basically dead I mean like 99% dead, the only thing that actually still survives is there's very few people other than, well, some people, a subgroup that shoot 35 millimeter. A medium format film is still quite, really popular, and there's a reason for that. I mean, the images are just absolutely jaw-dropping. Film medium format, while expensive compared to back when I was in photography school, is relatively cheap, but medium format always holds its place. There's never going to be, although they do make a digital sensor that is 5 inches by 5 inches. I think the sensor assembly is like $60,000. They're used for telescopes. They're digital sensors for So when it comes to digital photography, medium format is the limit. There is never going to be a portable, 5 inch by 5 inch digital sensor. Those are sensor assembly housings that are about yay big. I've seen a couple of them, and they're used for telescopes. When you get a GFX camera, you borrow one for testing. The downside I could actually tell you is the reason why you don't want to buy a medium format camera is that everything else that you have will be, it's kind of like if a person had been in prison for 30 years and, they got to, eat fine steak and caviar at a fancy restaurant. They just can't go back to eating soup and beans. Bought at your local grocery store. You buy some, some tough ass steak that's on sale in a jar of beanie weenies. You just can't go back. It's better that a person live in squalor. That medium format is exactly like that. Everybody that uses medium format, they will tell you that what I'm saying is 100% true. You will get spoiled by the enormous ability to zoom in, and the dynamic range is incredible. Thank God Fujifilm, the first camera company in the world, to actually produce. Right now, this camera, and this, by the way, as I've said in many videos, the GFX 50R is my favorite camera in the whole world of any camera that I've ever owned, whether that be film or digital. And is it a camera for sports action, wildlife? No, it's really not. It's a giant earth mover, as is any medium format camera that has ever been made. They're not made for capturing squirrels on crack or, pole vaulters at the Olympics. That's what this camera is for, the XT4. Love the XT4. It's a giant earth mover. And also, too, as I've said before, like a giant earth mover used in gold mines and other mining applications. Like the top speed of those $1.4 million cameras, the top speed is like 15 or 20 miles per hour. It might be 30 on some of them. But I mean, they're designed for doing one thing, and they do it well. You can't judge a hot rod's performance on the gravel back roads of, you can't do it because it's going to fail immediately. And the right tool for the right job, form follows function. But if you use medium format, just be warned, or if you get a GFX camera, be warned that everything else you have will, be like going back to beanie weenies and cheap tough steak. Those tough steaks that you get. It's like you're biting on shoe leather, and it's giving your teeth a workout just to eat it. I'm sorry, but if you do decide to get a medium format camera, just realize that you're going to be spoiled. Like you'd be like Paris Hilton spoiled. Yeah, it's like. you can't go back. Well, you can, but, you know, I said these are not for sports action wildlife, and they're not ideal for photojournalism. Actually, they're, especially the GFX 100, which I also have, is the world's first medium format camera that can actually handle some, not all, but some, or I could say a lot of sports action wildlife, and it can easily handle photojournalism. World's first. That's the reason why I bought the camera. A lot of working pros have contacted me for tips and tricks on the GFX 100 because they're new to the camera, but they absolutely love the incredible image output. But just be warned. And yes, I'm a big fan of Fujifilm. I still have tons of Nikon gear. However, recently I sold off quite a lot of Nikon stuff. And the reason for that is I have everything covered with either my X-T4 or my X Pro 3. I haven't made a video about the X Pro 3 recently, but I absolutely love my X Pro 3. But I mean, let's just say, let's be honest here, okay? No fanboy crap talk, okay? Just, let's be honest here. I have everything covered between the X-T4 and the GFX 50R or the GFX 100 that I have. The only reason I sold off the GFX 50S is because I don't need 3 GFX cameras. And my GFX 50R is why would it be my favorite? Everybody asks me that. You know, considering the 102 megapixel GFX 100 is essentially better in every way than this camera. It's just small, it's portable, it's inexpensive, it's lightweight. I'm not worried about dragging it around outside anywhere. I mean, I have full insurance on my GFX 100 and my 50R, so if it gets lost, dropped, or stolen or something like that, I'm covered for it. But, you know, and the GFX 100 is capable of doing that, but still, the 50R is my favorite camera. So, anyway, I wanted to make this video. I especially love making videos that other people don't make or don't talk about, so hope you have a happy weekend, and thanks so much for watching, and remember, Fujifilm.